tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies.
Jim Carrey has sent shockwaves through Hollywood after making explosive remarks about Will Smith, comments that are now dominating industry conversations. The actor is openly questioning what he claims is a manufactured relationship between Will and Jada, raising unsettling claims involving humiliation, bizarre rituals, and allegations that suggest the situation runs far deeper than the public has been led to believe. According to Jim, this isn't casual criticism or celebrity gossip. He's directly pointing fingers, calling out directors and even music executives, accusing them of playing a role in allegedly covering up the truth. Sources say Jim insists this wasn't the work of a few individuals, but a system operating all the way at the top. With more than 56 awards and over 100 nominations to his name, Jim Carrey is far from just another Hollywood star. He's considered a legend in the industry. Yet despite his success, few figures have been as openly critical of Hollywood as Jim. Insiders say Jim has witnessed what really happens behind the cameras and red carpets, and what he saw left him deeply disillusioned. His decision to step away from fame and fortune, he claims, wasn't accidental. Jim believes Hollywood stopped being about creativity or truth long ago, instead becoming an industry driven by power and control.
Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in icons?
boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't get dressed up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening.
In recent interviews, Jim has made it clear he's holding nothing back. He described Hollywood as completely meaningless, claiming it's a place where people slowly lose their souls in the fight to stay relevant. Coming from someone who once dominated the box office, those words carry serious weight. On the other side of the story is Will Smith, another industry heavyweight, but one whose path couldn't be more different from Jim's. While Jim chose to walk away from the spotlight, Will built his entire life around it. His career, his family, and even his marriage are deeply intertwined with the entertainment industry. And then there's Jada. For years, she's put their private life on display, turning deeply personal moments into public content and transforming marital struggles into entertainment for the masses. But here's where things take a darker turn. Jim claims that every time Will humiliates himself in front of the world, Hollywood doesn't punish him, it rewards him. According to Jim, it feels less like coincidence and more like part of a disturbing pattern. Take the 2022 Oscars incident. Will struck Chris Rock, allegedly in defense of Jada's honor. Yet moments later, the same audience rose to their feet, giving Will a standing ovation, an image that left many questioning what Hollywood truly celebrates.
I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey weighing in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Mornings.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Jim Carrey was on hand promoting his new movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but yeah, he made it clear how he felt about Will Smith's actions on Sunday night.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Shortly after the incident, Jada went on record with another revelation, stating that she and Will were no longer truly husband and wife. Despite still being legally married, she has openly discussed her affairs and private life in public forums, presenting deeply personal matters as entertainment. For many watching, it doesn't come across as honesty. Instead, critics say it feels like public humiliation playing out in real time. Some observers believe this goes far beyond ordinary celebrity drama. They argue it resembles a calculated spectacle, what they describe as a ritualistic process designed to systematically break Will down in front of a global audience.
On Oscar night 2022, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Chris made a crack about Jada's hair.
I could tell it bothered you. You didn't know, like.
Right. And I did that.
Will then went on a profane tirade warning Chris not to mention his wife's name. Jada couldn't believe what she was hearing.
What is going on now? Like,
Viewers did not see at the time, while Oscar clips were being shown, was Chris Rock leaning over the stage to talk to Jada.
and Chris looks to me and he says,
How unusual for Will, a guy who, I mean, on that kind of stage to do something.
And to Jada's surprise, she was also blamed.
You became the bad guy. Look what Jada made.
The turmoil surrounding Will and Jada shows no signs of slowing down. Year after year, new and often heartbreaking details about their relationship continue to surface. Viewers say the emotional toll is visible, especially in Will's eyes, each time Jada reveals another deeply personal truth. In 2023, Jada reignited the conversation with a no-holds-barred memoir that instantly made headlines. In the book, she openly admitted to cheating on Will multiple times, a revelation that stunned fans and critics alike. When the topic was addressed on Red Table Talk, emotions escalated quickly. Instead of taking responsibility, Jada appeared to shift the blame onto Will, a moment that left audiences shocked. Millions watched as Will broke down in tears on camera, an image many described as unmistakable public humiliation. But the moment didn't end there. Just weeks later, Jada shared another clip, this time showing Will crying inside their own home. His discomfort was evident, with body language suggesting he didn't want to be filmed. Still, the camera kept rolling. To many observers, it feels like Will is caught in an unending loop, one where deeply private pain is repeatedly turned into public spectacle, with no clear escape in sight.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Cause she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch Esther at the red table because she's helped us.
The controversy surrounding Will and Jada has continued to intensify, with critics saying the situation has expanded beyond their marriage. Attention has also turned to how their family life has been discussed publicly. During a past episode of Red Table Talk, Jada appeared alongside her daughter Willow and shared personal stories that immediately sparked backlash. Viewers expressed concern after Jada spoke about challenges her children faced at a young age, raising questions about whether certain family matters should have remained private. What troubled many audiences was not just what was said, but how it was presented. Critics felt the conversation was handled too casually and placed Willow in an uncomfortable position, requiring her to discuss sensitive aspects of her upbringing on camera. Social media reaction was swift, with many arguing that deeply personal family experiences should not be used as public content. But the scrutiny doesn't stop with family dynamics. Will and Jada have long been associated with some of Hollywood's most influential figures, including Oprah, Diddy, and Ellen DeGeneres. Industry observers often point to this inner circle as one that tends to protect its own during times of controversy. That protection, however, appears to have limits. When Diddy began facing serious public allegations, Will moved quickly to distance himself, stating publicly that he had never attended any of Diddy's private events. The move was widely interpreted as an effort to separate from growing controversy as Hollywood's spotlight shifted.
The world we're in right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I say, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people. I ain't been nowhere near that, man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. That's not funny. But I haven't said that publicly. I just did. Y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff. But that one, your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
The way high-profile stars appear to distance themselves from one another when controversy surfaces has become a growing point of discussion. As public scrutiny increases, past associations are often re-examined in real time. In Will's case, social media users and commentators have pointed to numerous publicly available photos and videos showing him attending events with Diddy over the years. These images and clips, many of which have circulated online for a long time, are now being revisited as audiences attempt to piece together past connections. Adding to the conversation, a former member of Diddy's security team has made claims in interviews, stating that Will was a familiar presence at certain high-profile gatherings. While these statements remain unverified, they have fueled debate about how closely connected major figures in Hollywood truly were before controversy forced visible separation. Industry observers note that moments like these often highlight how quickly alliances can shift once reputations are at stake, underscoring the fragile nature of relationships at the highest levels of fame.
Heard about this sex tape that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male? They say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you got to realize he ran with that black that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner, the other guy? Leonardo. Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats, but I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him, and him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing, and I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Despite public denials from Will, critics argue that past associations continue to resurface. Online, longtime photos, videos, and archived clips are being widely shared, with many claiming they contradict recent attempts to distance himself from controversy. Supporters say these materials don't tell the full story, while skeptics insist they raise unanswered questions. Observers note that moments like this often trigger speculation, especially when high-profile figures move quickly to protect their reputations. Analysts suggest Will's recent efforts to clarify his position may reflect the intense pressure that comes with renewed public scrutiny. Adding another layer to the discussion, Bilal, described as a longtime acquaintance of Will, has come forward with personal claims about what he says he witnessed at certain industry events. According to Bilal, some interactions he observed went beyond what he considered casual or typical for public gatherings. These statements have not been independently verified, but they've fueled ongoing debate about boundaries, perception, and how private behavior is interpreted once it enters the public conversation. As with many Hollywood controversies, the situation remains clouded by conflicting accounts, speculation, and unanswered questions.
And then I saw sexual acts when I walked in on. Who'd you walk in on? Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, what? But I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they're calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anger with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch and Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up. Like, it was murder.
But critics say the spotlight doesn't fall on Will alone. Jada has also faced growing scrutiny, with many pointing out that nearly every public appearance seems to bring a new revelation about their marriage. From discussing past relationships to openly admitting long-term unhappiness, Jada's comments have kept their private struggles in constant rotation across headlines and social media. To some observers, it no longer feels like a marriage unfolding behind closed doors. Instead, they argue it resembles a reality show, one where deeply personal moments are repeatedly shared, and the audience is left watching the fallout in slow motion. Meanwhile, Bilal continued to add fuel to the ongoing debate. He claimed that Will's involvement in certain high-profile Hollywood gatherings went beyond simply attending. According to Bilal, Will was actively participating in the same social circles and behaviors that have since drawn controversy. Bilal also alleged that Will formed unusually close relationships with younger male actors within the industry. One name mentioned was Bryce Gray, an actor known for his role on Empire, who later shifted his career in a different direction. Will had publicly stated that he was mentoring Bryce, a claim that at the time drew little attention. However, according to Bilal, those mentoring claims are now being viewed differently by critics, who argue that the situation raises questions about boundaries and power dynamics in Hollywood. While none of these allegations have been independently verified, they've intensified conversations about influence, accountability, and what really happens behind the scenes in the entertainment industry.
I'm watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack. So Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo. So Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji and Terrence Howard.
An interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his nip, and trying to put his finger in his. Jada responded to the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over the world.
It was in Arabic, I saw it.
Yeah, it's India, everywhere. I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to show that it was true. That's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you. There was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar. Kenneth B. Hurt, because he said I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada, right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, once that happened, there was another interview, of course, when she came outside and reiterated that she was suing, right? And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his and trying to put his finger in his. After that, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, aka Charlie Mack, the federal informant. He reached out to me through a friend. From my understanding, allegedly, it was Will.
The situation has taken an even more controversial turn. According to claims circulating online, Jada was allegedly aware of the issues being discussed behind the scenes. Rather than addressing them publicly at the time, critics claim she focused on protecting their shared image, an approach that some say ultimately backfired. Reports now suggest that Jada is facing a civil lawsuit tied to the broader controversy, with figures reportedly reaching into the millions. Legal experts caution that details remain limited, and the case has not been fully examined in court, but the filing alone has intensified public attention. Meanwhile, Bilal claims that after speaking privately about his experiences, he began feeling pressured to remain silent. He has stated that this is the reason he chose to come forward publicly, framing his decision as an effort to protect himself and control his own narrative. These claims have not been independently verified. Industry insiders say the situation reflects a larger pattern within Hollywood. According to those familiar with the industry, rumors surrounding Will's behavior have circulated quietly for years. However, many allegedly chose not to speak out, fearing professional consequences and damage to their careers. As the controversy continues to unfold, it highlights long-standing concerns about silence, influence, and self-preservation at the highest levels of the entertainment world.
The Will and Jada sagas and entanglements and drama was out of the mainstream.
Bro,
here we are again.
It's back. Now, a man by the name of Bilal Salam alleges that Jada and her entourage basically rolled up on him at a birthday party in 2021. He said he was very close friends with Will for decades. But Jada and about 7 other people confronted him at Will's 53rd birthday party. And he claims that she became very aggressive. She told him that if he didn't stop telling her personal business, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. That's what he's saying. He also claims that Jada was demanding that he sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And he said months later, they actually needed his help. He claims that, after Will's infamous Oscar slap, they were trying to use him to help him with crisis management. But according to the lawsuit, it says the plaintiff refused to perform tasks he believed to be illegal, unethical, or morally compromising. And he's basically saying that he didn't want to be involved in any cover-up or deceptive PR campaigns. And now he feels like they're retaliating against him, and he's suing her for $3 million.
So the threat was regarding what exactly? Rewind that for me.
So the threat was, stop telling my personal business. And he's claiming that she said, or end up missing or catch a bullet, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Got it. And he was working with the family.
That's what it sounds like, because he says he was very close to Will for years. And at one point they needed him. But he refused to cooperate with, stuff that he felt was.
Now that more details and perspectives are coming into public view, analysts say it's becoming clear that Will didn't just lose control of his image. He became the image Hollywood projected. Vulnerable, exposed, and constantly under the spotlight, his public persona has increasingly reflected the pressures of fame rather than personal choice. Jim Carrey has long said he recognized this environment for what it truly was, which is why he chose to step away. While Jim distanced himself from the industry, Will remained deeply embedded within it. As a result, observers argue that what once looked like isolated missteps now appears, to some, as part of a broader and more troubling pattern. From highly public personal moments to widely discussed controversies, critics say the narrative surrounding Will no longer feels accidental. Instead, they see a story shaped by fame, expectation, and relentless exposure. The image of Hollywood's once-ideal power couple is visibly changing, and public opinion continues to shift as more conversations unfold. For many watching, the cracks in that polished exterior have simply become too visible to ignore. If these developments surprised you, join the conversation. Like, subscribe, share your thoughts, and leave a comment below. What do you think is really happening behind the Hollywood spotlight?